Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. Folks, we're going to have a little fun. We haven't really talked about Angel Reese much lately. I know I briefly mentioned her the other day because of the marketable athletes list that came out, but she still has it. Yeah, she still has her podcast, I believe, dropping episodes weekly. We've never really talked about it except maybe when it first launched, but there are a couple of things that happened on it that I think were fascinating. And yes, we're going to get a look at a leaked image of Angel Reese's new Reebok shoe. But first, we have to, because as always, I mean, someone, not me, has to go back and listen to every episode of her show and tell me how many don't mention Caitlin Clark. It seems almost as if it's a regular segment where we're going to mention Caitlin Clark. Now, here, Shaq is the guest and drops Caitlin Clark's name. And he says a couple other things in here that personally, I think are kind of interesting that I want to talk about and get your reaction to. So, this is about a minute long. I am going to stop it once after about 9-10 seconds because there's something I want to mention, but let's dig into this.
Why you think why you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before.
Now, first, real quick, okay, then I'm going to let it run. But to that, and this is weird because this is both of them and Shaq. Off with the shades, my man. You know, I did it when I was a teen. You think it's kind of cool. You wear the shades indoors. You're a grown ass man with more money than the rest of us could ever spend. You don't need to wear shades indoors. The lighting's not that bad, my. But anyway, he asks what makes her possible besides her skills, besides her skill. And Angel Reese, you can tell by the tone of her voice, she doesn't even want to be having this conversation. And she just says, oh, like it hurt her to say logo threes. But by the way, that's skill. And then Shaq just completely ignores that she didn't answer the question. And he responds as if that's exactly what he was asking about. So the brain power wattage in this segment, not so high, not so high, but we're going to keep going.
That's my point. Steph
Okay.
Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in Mahmoud Abdul-Roh, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at, like, if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's
Yeah.
not 6'9", he's 6'10". He look like a perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
And he's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent basis. There's a lot of girls in WNBA that have done it in spurts, but you know that game I'm watching y'all in the Final Four, I'm like, damn, like. And I was a hater because, you know, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot. And bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot. Man, like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth. So I'm telling you now, if you just lower it like this, right there. I'm not saying go right there. I'm just you know what y'all need to do one day?
I feel like it still wouldn't be.
Why you think?
I actually kind of wish we could have heard Angel Reese's response because if you didn't catch at the end what Shaq is talking about, and I know, man, I mean, I think it's not just me, right? Like he's difficult to understand. He doesn't want to enunciate. He likes to mumble. But that bit at the end, he's talking about lowering the rim. First of all, he's saying to Angel Reese without coming out and saying it, and this is not just at Angel Reese, understand, this is the WNBA in general, and Shaq is basically saying your style of play is boring. The big bodies, the physical play underneath, the constantly missing layups, the air balls, it's boring. Don't want to watch it. We need to lower the rim. That's what he's talking about. We need to lower the rim. But before I even get into that a little bit more, I want to go back to the other thing he said about he's a hater. Again, I mean, I can't stand using the word in that way because he's down with Angel Reese. What's really funny about all this is Angel Reese, you know, she's kind of biting her tongue on this because that guy sitting across from her, it's his company that does this podcast. So she's kind of got to be like, uh huh. But she was definitely in disagreement about the rim thing, which I kind of want to hear that. I looked for clips that had that. I was not going to go through the entire podcast. But so first, I want to ask you all what you think about the rim issue. That is something that's been brought up before. It wasn't talked about as much this year until kind of what you saw in the playoffs, lowering the rim. And I know a lot of people are talking about it because of, first of all, I have to say, I don't think it helps for the outside shot, not in terms of the little bit that they would talk about lowering it. If you look back, go way back in the NBA, say like before the 3-point shot became a really dominant thing, it was your guards, right? Your guards and maybe your small forward that were outside shooters, your smaller guys. Angel Reese is like 5 inches taller than Allen Iverson. Okay. She's taller than Steph Curry. Why would she need a lower rim? And I don't mean just Angel Reese. There's a lot of players of that height, but she's here. Why would you need a lower rim to make outside shots? And by the way, boys who are shorter than a lot of these women who play underneath the basket make plenty of layups. You're looking at, you don't forget that just like the NBA, the women of the NBA are not your average women in terms of height and body size, right? You have some, sure, but you have some in the NBA too. And a lot of people think, oh, well, make them make more shots. Maybe. But again, I don't think they're going to lower it that much. And they also talk about lowering it in terms of, oh, maybe you get dunks in and that's a big deal. I don't think so because, again, they're not going to lower it enough. It's not just the height of the rim and that the players' heights are different, right? Angel Reese is what, 6'3", 6'4"? Everybody in the NBA who's 6'3" can dunk. No problem. It's also an athletic issue in terms of their vertical leap. Okay, so I don't think, and the ball's already smaller, right? The basket's the same size, the ball is smaller. You can fit more than two WNBA basketballs into a basket. For those of you that didn't play, may not know this, you can put two NBA basketballs into a basket, right? It actually is that big. But let me know your thoughts on the whole rim lowering issue. I think that'd be interesting. But I wanted to play this because I thought it was fascinating that Caitlin Clark is once again talked about on the Angel Reese podcast. And you've got Shaquille O'Neal doing it and praising her. Shaquille O'Neal, who once said Angel Reese is the greatest athlete to ever come out of LSU. His company is the one doing her podcast. And she's got to be hating the fact that he's on there talking about Caitlin Clark in a positive manner. And then this is what I really thought was interesting, though. And this is only about a 10-second clip, but I think it's funny. Okay, we're just having a little fun with this. She's going to mention her Reebok deal, and then she makes a comment about Nike.
For me, being able to have my own control over everything. Like, of course, I could have easily went to Nike and I even look at other athletes, like on the women's side, that they're signed with brands and they still don't like respect the position for.
So I know so that some of you are going to say, "Oh, it didn't have anything to do with her," but I'm telling you she's throwing shade at Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark still doesn't have her shoe out, and Caitlin Clark's living rent free in her head, as they say, and. And I will have to say, I mean, I think it's kind of petty. It's a little immature to be doing that because I don't know if she could have easily gone to Nike. I don't know what Nike would say about that, but it's a little immature and petty to be throwing shade at Caitlin Clark in that manner. However, she's not entirely wrong. For those of you that have listened to enough videos, the few times I've mentioned it, I am not a Nike fan. I've never been a Nike fan. I thought they've always created a terrible, overpriced product, and we all know where their stuff gets made. So I was very disappointed when Caitlin Clark signed with Nike. I thought at the time, absolutely huge mistake. I would never have a decent, marketable athlete ever sign with Nike. But I got to say, just a little way, I think she probably shouldn't have been saying this on her podcast, but she's not entirely wrong about athletes and how they get treated with Nike. You had, oh man, I'm gonna lose it because I'm gonna put this video up and then forget. But you know what? This is great because I can ask you. I'm completely blanking and I apologize because this just popped into my head. The track star, the Nike track star. well, the American track star, but she was a big Nike athlete, and they dumped her when she got pregnant. I believe she has her own line now, right? So I mean, Nike's not going to treat you well either. Okay, so there's there's that there's that going on as well. Uh, but and here's another reason. Don't forget, this is why. Do we remember this? This is a great. Oh, and by the way, also one thing I want to say about Reebok. Also, don't forget this. Shaquille O'Neal, whose company is doing her podcast, is the president of basketball at Reebok. Okay, president of basketball at Reebok. Do you think that might have something to do with Angel Reese getting this shoe? By the way, shout out to AI, Allen Iverson, who is the vice president of basketball at Reebok. But that had a part to do with it. And again, why I say, oh, she's throwing shade at Caitlin Clark there, because we all know just recently all the uproar about the fact that her shoe is nowhere to be found, right? But we also have this, like I said, rent
It all
free.
started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
The delusional narcissism of that is absolutely insane. I have not played this. I think I played this in one, maybe two videos a long time ago. I had to play it again because it's a lot of fun. You got to admit, it's a lot of fun to watch and listen to that delusion. They aren't watching the WNBA or selling out arenas because of a game that you played in. It is happening because of Caitlin Clark. But again, that's why I'm just saying rent free. Now I'm going to give you the reveal, the reveal. Yes, the reveal, folks. The leak of the Angel Reese signature shoe at Reebok. Yes, yes, there it is. I think we all know how. By the way, shout out to Heavens FX. You can go follow Heavens FX on Twitter, who's done a lot of cool things like this. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Heavens did the segment the from A Few Good Men. Man, sorry, I couldn't think of that. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, that whole thing, and turned it into a WNBA basketball thing. I believe that was Heavens FX. So go check out that account. But as you can see, you know what, this would actually be really cool. You have to admit. I mean, that's actually a cool looking shoe right there. I don't know if as a basketball player I would want to be associated with it, but I might actually buy that shoe just to have it because it's pretty cool looking. But I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to have a little fun with this. I thought it was funny to have that conversation with Shaq, and she can't really even say anything about it. He's the president of basketball at Reebok, and she's got the shoe. And yeah, anyway, it was kind of interesting. But let me know, really, the big thought. Obviously, I'm going to get people to be like, oh, clickbait. Man, I was laughing the whole time. Obviously, it's not the I hope, obviously, it's not the real shoe. I don't know. Maybe they will do it. It looks pretty good. But let me know your thoughts on the rim issue in the comments below. One, if you think they will actually do it, and two, if you think it even matters in terms of the quality of the game. Because my guess is if they lowered it, you're talking what, maybe 2 or 3 inches at most. I don't really know that it has much effect. They've already got the smaller ball, but I mean, if you're 6'3", 6'4", and you have trouble making layups on a 10-foot basket, I don't know what to tell you. I really maybe try something new. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for checking out this video. As always, I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. It helps out tremendously, and I do appreciate it, and I will talk to you later.